Hi, viewers. I am here to present myself and the talents that I have hidden for so long years. And for me, this is all an opportunity where I can speak my heart out. Lab Academia has provided me this great opportunity as they have started a new venture, Limelight, where all the budding artists can come up and speak their hearts out. So, before I begin my poetry recitation, I would just like to show you something that Lab Academia has been doing all this while. This venture of Limelight is going to be on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And those who wish to come live on YouTube through this venture can contact Lab Academia, Poetry and You on the email ID that is mentioned there. Also, I have been associated with Lab Academia for 5 long years, and I have really worked for them, and they have by the side always encouraged me to be a part of their ventures. For this, I can show you where all the books which have been published by Lab Academia, and I have been a part of it. You can see the books of 3 volumes, which is Poetry and You. This is the book Poetry and You Edition 1, then Poetry and You Edition 2, Poetry and You Edition 3, The Wit and Wisdom of Thoughts of Leaders, Perspectives of Hope. This book was done compiled during the lockdown. Also, all my poems are there in this book, these books. These books are available on Amazon. I think all the budding artists, the poets, the storytellers can really gain some inspiration by reading these books. I have also written some poems for some other publications, which you can see on the screen. And here is the copy of the books: Feathers, the Hall of Poets, Love and Other Troubles, In Spirit and Spur, Out of the Blue, and Ruhe Mohabbat. All these books are available on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and buy it there and read all the inspiring poems written in all those books. So now I am going to begin my poetry recitation. I hope you all can write, as I was also once a struggling poet. I did not know how to begin this. I did not know where to go and where to get myself recognized. But then I found a platform, that is Lab Academia, and I started writing for them. So, describing the struggles of a poet, I wrote a poem called Struggles of a Poet. Sometimes I wonder if I can write. The sun shines sunny and bright. I think of words in my platter delight, grip to succumb with the theme's fright. My mood swings, don't let me scribble. I need to restore before I continue my inexplicable. I compete myself, seeking to be heard sustainable. My original expressions tend to fall indecipherable. I register in my head the idea that peeps, balancing the mystery and metaphors pull heaps. It's a lot harder to be positive or funny but weep. I close my eyes and then fall into deep sleep. just describes that how a poet struggles throughout its life to write something. The poet may get themes, the poet may get ideas, the poet may have words, but how to put them together is sometimes difficult. Sometimes you get an idea and the another minute it is gone. So how to register it in your mind and keep it going on is very difficult for a poet. I just felt that somewhere we all poets struggle for this. And even after compiling our poems, we struggle to be recognized. Therefore, I thought my words could inspire some of the budding poets and they could just come up and put their emotions, pen down their emotions into beautiful poems that would really do wonders for the world. Now, my next poem is Life Behind the Keyhole. This poem I wrote during my college days. They have all left their jobs, some stayed home. But what was the problem with the women? The women, they all were at home every time, even with lockdown or without lockdown. They had been working very hard to meet the ends of their family, but still they could not have all the pleasures of enjoying themselves because during lockdown all the women were troubled with more household chores and more food to eat and spending more of their time in the kitchen. That time I was a workaholic and I also got caught inside my own house. What I could see outside was just through the keyhole of my house because there was nothing to go out and view on the roads. People were all locked inside their houses. So I just penned all these emotions that I had during my lockdown period into a beautiful poem. I hope you all like it. Trembling and thrilling stories every day. I read them clueless, unacknowledged. Never imagined to experience one. Life was a bliss, and I, the blessed one. I was flying in the wide open sky. I was free to obey my own ascendancy. I enjoyed the liberty to gobble any delicacy. I worked and I earned to live with supremacy. I was a girl who used to work and meet all the ends. But when lockdown came, I had nothing to do. I was all packed inside my house. I was house arrest. So I couldn't do anything. But the left option for me was only to watch everything through the windows and through the keyhole. Howbeit, the world started suffering. The year 2020 began the morning. Even my nightmares were never so terrifying. The dreams and fancies were now despairing. I hope everybody must be having these nightmares that what is going to happen to the world because we had no idea what is happening to everyone. We did not know how this could end. We had no idea what to do, and everybody with their dreams had shattered, could do nothing. When in love, you are never on earth. The courtship period was getting unearthed, jammed with the mixed emotions in my heart. I couldn't decipher the encoded holocaust. The fixed date could not be taken. Relationships in COVID times were shaken. We stood together and paced in love. tied the knots to live together as a pair of dove. And during this lockdown only, most of the young people had planned to get married, and their plans were not fulfilled because this could not be done. This was not a time when people could enjoy, when people could have celebrations. So people had put their ideas and plans to a stop because they could not do this, as it would be a dangerous sight for others. Therefore, a girl like me who was getting married during 2020, the beginning of 2020, could not do it. She was engaged. Her courtship period was going to end, but due to the COVID, she couldn't get married. The date starting to shift, and at the end, they all decided to get married during the COVID only, but with all the guidelines that were issued by the government. So as the couple was in love and they got married and they thought to have a new life, but this life was not a new one because they were all again house arrest in their own house. A workaholic was a homemaker now, adapted to this sudden change, don't know how. It was splendid for counted days, maybe few, but horrific since I realized I am locked in this view. So the girl who was a workaholic, now she was house arrest into her own house, and then after marriage she got captured in the house of the in-laws. She had nothing to do. She just had to cook, to follow the instructions given by the household members, and to do what was asked to be done. There was no outing, there was no reading, nothing but to obey the ideas of all the people who were there in the house. My house, my home, our home is what I have. Some windows, some doors, but to deprave. No friends, no work, no more outing fun. The ending of happy days had just begun. So, this happy days have not been there anymore. The days that she has enjoyed was over. The days that could have been good, but it was no more in that scenario. So she had nothing to do but to hold herself into one room, and that one room was also her home, her place to be comfortable, and her place to think of some more ideas, imagine of a world which would be free. Essentials were the only commodity to be sold. The clothes in the wardrobe looked no more old. Mask, sanitizer, hand wash were the new normal. Pandemic, quarantine, isolation were the new circumstantial. So everybody knew that during COVID, new words started to come: pandemic, quarantine, isolation, all these things we all started to know. It was all very common in all the houses. And these uncommon, unnormal things started to become the new normal. Our new normal till now, 2 years after COVID, are still the essentials of our life. And during the COVID, we had nothing but to buy only the essentials for ourselves so that we can survive inside a locked house. And all our clothes that we used to think whenever we used to go out, that this is the one that I'm going to wear for this party, maybe this is the one that I'm going to wear for a conference. But then when you were house arrest, you had no options but to wear all the old homes or old clothes. And these clothes were now no more old because you had no more option but to wear them only. And those became a new idea for you to present yourself in an online field. Everything became digital. Even when you are talking to your friends, it was digital. And even when you are doing your office work, it became digital. Your house was your new office, your house was your new party area, your house was your new enjoyment yard. Everything was the same inside your house. Just imagine the life of that girl who is just newly married. What would she be thinking? She would have thought that she will have a new life after marriage, but nothing came out of it. Everything was the same inside her house, and her house was the her house was a jail for her. The Keyhole series continued to be broadcasted. Binge watching, budding chefs instantly erupted. Society started being self dependent. Still, girls were raped and murdered unpredicted. We had everything inside our house. We enjoyed our lives. We started to enjoy our life, I should say, because we had no other option. And with this, we started to see each other through the keyholes because we could not go outside, meet people in public, touch them, feel them, but we just could talk to them from or through the keyhole, I would like to say. Because when you watch through a keyhole, when you watch through a window, you do not see the whole of the world. You just see a part of the world which we cannot experience in our full life. So that is why this keyhole is being a symbolism here. We all had everything. We could not go to movies, but we could watch those movies in on our own television. You all have been watching movies on Netflix, Prime Video, and everything, and binge watching started. We started enjoying at home. We had all lot of enjoyments, parties, celebrations, everything at home. And even we became self dependent. We started creating new ideas, we started creating new recipes for food, and we all did everything by ourselves. Even the husbands at home, the fathers at home who would never work, they also started working at home. But one thing that never changed was the rapes, the tortures for the female. I could also say the torture for the young children who had already been uh, who had already been a prey for the people outside, like flesh in the flesh market or human trafficking. They all were tortured a lot, and the tortures, the humiliation for the human beings did never end. They started growing. Domestic violence was more reported during the times of COVID. People thought that everybody is at home and nothing could take away their happiness. But if you really want to talk about it, I had real good ideas because I have heard things surrounding around me, and I've heard things from far off the world, not only in India, but all these things have become more and more intense during the COVID times. And women, a very easy target, they have always been, and they will always be, I feel, because women need to empower themselves. We don't need anybody else to empower us, but we have the power to empower ourselves. So I request all the women to take up the urge to stand right and work for themselves. And this last paragraph of my poem, Life Behind the Keyhole, gave me escapades, a story of my life that I will narrate. A world threatening by a minuscule virus changed the perspective of every iris. A virus you cannot see with your naked eyes. A virus that cannot be even seen with microscopes, a simple microscope, which you need to see through a scientific microscope. That small, tiny virus killed the ideas, killed the imaginations, the fancies, the fantasies of everyone, and we all got locked inside our houses. We had no idea that this could go so far. We did not imagine what we can do. But still, this small something, how could it enter into the life of ours, was unimaginable. We did not know what to do, but still we had ideas how to overcome it, and still people are overcoming it. It is all our effort that is going to work for our own selves. Nobody will take a stand for you. Nobody is going to help you when you really need it. And as it is said, that a help, if you help yourself, God is always there to help you. Self help is the best help. That is why life from the keyhole was really disgusting. But life outside that door, life outside your life is beautiful. I wish that everybody could go out of their houses and just see how beautiful the world is, how beautiful our country is. Keeping all the negativities outside, I just wish people could realize that India is really beautiful. The people of India are really beautiful. Their ideas, their thoughts, their views are all beautiful. I just feel if that one thing that everybody could realize, India would be a peaceful country. India would really become one of the most loved countries in the world. I hope you all liked the poem. And this is how I experienced my lives. With this, I am just going to show you something else. And if you have any questions by the time, you can ask me. These are the websites, social media handles that you can contact me. You can see my creations. You can see here my poems on my YouTube channel, and then you can follow me on Instagram also and Twitter also. You can. This is my website link where I have written my blogs, and my Facebook page also, where I have my poems and other creativities. If you have, if you really liked my poem, you could please follow me there. Anyone would like to ask me some questions related to this? If anybody has anything, Shama, thank you for the line. Thank you for liking that line. Colors of feelings, applause to you. Thank you so much. Archana Verma, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for that. Anything you would like to ask me regarding this? Ankur, thank you, Ankur. Yes, Resab, I know everybody could relate with the poem. Tanya Di, thank you so much. Thank you, Naz. It's all because of you. You have given me this opportunity, and I hope everybody would take this opportunity to be on live. Thank you from the team of Poetry and You. Thank you so much. Anybody would like to share their ideas can comment, and I would read out something related to this. I would really love to read out your ideas if you have something. I know everybody, if you do not want to come live, Poetry and You also provides you a platform where you can record your poem and then you can get it playing on YouTube. This can be done by Poetry and You if you are not so confident, but I want everybody to gain that confidence and come live. Okay, you can not only share your English poems but your Hindi poems too. Everybody can do that. And this lab academia also provides opportunity to the artists, those who can paint, those who can draw, those who can sketch. They have their another venture called hues of color hues. There you can apply for your paintings and all. Then for poets, it is a very good platform. Also, Lab Academia does story compilation also. You can also self publish through Labacademia. They will provide you that platform. I am also going to bring up my own solo compilation of my poems, Silence Experience, that is the title. And very soon, by the end of this year, I'm going to do it. And I hope everybody is going to read that poem. And this was really a very good experience for me. I loved it. Yes, for the people who draw, who sketch, it is Hues of Bliss. The name of that venture is Hues of Bliss. You can contact Lab Academia and then you can get your paintings and sketches, drawings published. Or there is an exhibition also at Allahabad. There you can go and exhibit your paintings and sketches. It was a very good opportunity for me to interact with all of you. Mr. Little Zone, thank you. I hope. Also, do not forget to watch tomorrow's episode and also on Sunday. This venture, Limelight, is going to be broadcasted always on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There will be different artists, and they're also going to maybe read a story or recite a poem or maybe show some other talent if they have. Uh, they In the same way, you all can also register yourself and go live like me. This was the first episode, and there are more to come. I hope there will be more people, more talented people than me who are going to be there and they will speak about it. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate sparing your time to see this episode. Thank you. Poetry and You says we too enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Neha, for taking out time and being the part of Limelight. We are glad that we started with you. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I have been a part of it and I got the opportunity to be the first one. I hope I have set some standards so that everybody can follow it. I know there are more talented people than me and they will do a better job than me. Thank you so much. Anybody would like to ask something? Anybody would like to ask something? Kunal Gaurav says bravo. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we have some more time. So it will not take much time. I'm going to तुम कहो मैं सुनती हूँ, तुम कहो मैं समझती हूँ, तुम्हारे अल्फाज मैं सुनती हूँ, तुम्हारी खामोशी मैं समझती हूँ, भोर की तुम्हारी सुस्ती मैं सुनती हूँ, निशब्द के तुम्हारे खर्राटे मैं समझती हूँ, दफ्तर में तुम्हारा गुस्सा मैं सुनती हूँ, घर में तुम्हारा प्यार मैं समझती हूँ, परिवार के साथ की हंसी मैं सुनती हूँ, दोस्तों के साथ गमलीन होना मैं समझती हूँ, मेरे लिए तुम्हारी धड़कने मैं सुनती हूँ, मेरे लिए तुम्हारी नाराजगी मैं समझती हूँ। इस सुनने समझने में कुछ है ऐसा जो ना मैं सुन पाती हूँ ना मैं समझ पाती हूँ। अनदेखी एक सीमा है जिसके दायरे में तुम रहते हो, ना कुछ सुनते हो, ना कुछ समझते हो। जज्बातों को अल्फाज दो, सपनों को अंजाम दो। कुछ तुम कहो, कुछ मैं कहती हूँ, कुछ तुम समझो, कुछ मैं समझती हूँ। Thank you, viewers. Thank you so much for being here.